Hi, everybody. Derek Pelagi here, back for our third Coach's Clipboard, joined again by Slow Ross head football coach John Pierce. Coach, thanks for taking the time again.
Good morning.
Yep. Let's talk about it. The past is the past. We'll talk about it one more time.
Yep.
42-20 the loss in Phoenix to Arizona Christian. You've had 2 weeks to really think about it. What did you learn after taking some time after the game that you might not have known immediately after?
Well, obviously we didn't get the outcome we wanted in Phoenix, but there was a lot of bright spots on the film. We worked on cleaning that up. Hopefully we got better this week and keep moving forward. We're a young team. We talked about that. That's no secret. I really like the group. They're working to get better, and so we're going to go 1 week at a time and hopefully keep this Lobo team moving in the right direction.
Again, you had last week off, so you've had 2 weeks to prepare for an important game. Is there new stuff you can implement in practice with extra time, or is it kind of doing the same thing twice?
Well, we changed our defense a little bit, just scheme-wise, for game planning, but the open week we worked on fundamentals, getting back to basics, learn how to tackle, learn how to block, how to get off blocks, run to the ball, all those little things that you need to do on the football field.
Now, we've had some inclement weather over the past couple of weeks. How does that affect practice?
Actually, we lucked out last week. We practiced Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday was cloudy. It was real cool. It rained, mist, so it wasn't bad. We got to work in. Rain doesn't bother me. It's the lightning.
Right.
You can't be. It's not good when someone gets struck by lightning.
No, we don't want that now. Don't want that now,
Yep.
do we?
No.
So let's talk about what's coming down the pike. Mary Hardin Baylor. They just had a ridiculous game against Albright. What, 91-7?
Yep, it's crazy.
Is that the most lopsided game score you've ever seen?
Well, no, it was close because I know ETBU played a Commerce a couple of years ago and they lost 95-6 or 10. So, I guess they set the standard for their basketball program with week 1 against Albright. But watching that film, Albright had some chances early and they turned the ball over. Then big plays. They're a big play offense. Mary Hardin Baylor got up big, and I think Albright just kind of packed it in. And they did some things that weren't sound defensively, trying to stop Mary Hardin Baylor, and they left some receivers wide open. Heck, they're up, I don't even know the halftime. It was like 40-something, maybe 48-0, and they try to do a surprise onside kick. Mary Hardin Baylor's front guy picks the ball up and scores. And then after that, you can just see the heads drop, and they knew the game was over.
That's not a bad Albright team, right?
Right. Well, I don't know. I mean, we don't. I don't see them crosswise. History-wise, they've been pretty competitive, but it's not like the Wisconsin schools that Mary Hardin Baylor plays. It's not like playing Linfield like they did last year. Right. So I don't know. A buddy of mine played Albright in week 1. And they beat up Albright pretty good, too. They beat them 45-20, I think. It was almost like our score. And he told me a couple of their key players got hurt. So they were down when they played Mary Hardin Baylor.
So we got Mary Hardin Baylor coming in at home. You know them from years prior. And you watch the film against Albright. How much preparation goes into knowing them from the past? And how much of it, because obviously they're going to be a different team, college players move on,
right.
It's not like the NFL. How much of it is knowing from the past, and how much of it is learning new stuff from the film you just saw against Albright?
Right. Really, they do what they do. They're a power offensively they try to run the power, but they're a big play in the passing game. Pete's a big run guy oriented, but he's suspended for a couple games. He's not going to be here. Last week they threw the ball a lot more. Big plays downfield. They got really talented receivers. They're good. They played all 3 quarterbacks. But even from special teams, defense, their base is there. They haven't changed much. The personnel's changed. They had, a heavy senior team last year as well. Went to 2 back-to-back national titles. Obviously, they didn't get the championship last year. But so there's some new guys, like on the offensive line. There's 3 sophomores starting. The running back's a senior. The quarterback is new. Their freshman quarterback didn't stick, so they got a transfer from Mount Union, which I'm thinking he's not going to start because he didn't start against Albright. But they played all 3 quarterbacks, and all 3 of them were talented. So we got our hands full there. But their most experienced on the offense is the receiver set. They're really good. TJ Hosey, I think he pronounced his name, but TJ played quarterback last year against us, and he couldn't throw the ball to me to you, but he could run. He's dynamic with his feet. He runs good routes. We got to reroute him. On defense, there's still a four-man front. Last year they had All-Americans up front. They didn't blitz a lot. They just had better checkers, and they try to punch you in the mouth. This year they got some new guys. They lost their All-American inside backer, preseason All-American. He quit the team because of, I don't know, whatever drama was going on in Belton. But they're blitzing a lot more than they used to in the past. I think their corners are very talented, so our receivers got to work hard to get open this week.
So this is a system program in Mary Hardin-Baylor.
Yep.
They know what they want coming into a season. They find the guys, see a need, fill a need, and game plan really doesn't change no matter who's on the squad.
Exactly.
That's what we're
exactly.
looking at. Okay. So when you're going up against a number 2 team, and you played them fairly well last year, let's talk about that for a second. Right. Obviously, teams change, and you don't have your starting quarterback and a bunch of other players, key players, but you only lost by 16 to the runner-up last year and the defending champion they were last year. Last year had to be positive. That close of a loss?
I mean, it just kind of tells you our program, But I remember my first year here, at halftime it was a close game. I want to say it was like 14-9 or something like that, or 17-9. Our guys are not afraid of them. They're a good program. No and if and buts about it. I think our guys love playing them. They set the standard for our conference and maybe for D3 football. So I'm glad they're in our league. I talked about that before. I hope they never leave our conference. I hope we always play them each year. They are the, you don't circle them, but, they're the standard on everything from operations, from coaching staff, everything they do. Like I mentioned before, they got 9 full-time coaches, 9 GAs. They set the bar, and that's where every program should strive to be, just like Mary Hardin-Baylor. Don't adjust, just try to meet them. And I know a lot of times you can't make it right away because of resources or whatever, but as long as you're looking at that, that's how you run the program. They set the standard. They follow the model of Mount Union. They follow the model of Whitewater. And that's why those teams are always there, because they got the support. They emphasize it. They know it's important. Their president, they understand. They bring 200 freshmen in at $45,000 a semester or a year to go there. They make a lot of revenue off of it, but they give them a support staff to have a JV schedule and stuff like that as well.
Now, prep for a game like this, a team like this, can't be easy. How important is it and beneficial is it to you and the guys that this game comes after the off week?
Right. Oh, I loved it, because we didn't play an A game against Arizona Christian. So we got some time to clean things up. We got a little healthy. We got a little bit of sickness going around right now, like the town of Alpine, I guess. But we got a few guys sick, but hopefully they'll be healthy for Saturday. But it was a perfect time. I wanted that open. If we were experienced team, a bunch of seniors again, I'd rather play right away. Yeah. Let's get them. Let's go. But the open week was the perfect time for us.
How much added emphasis, is added on to practice and prep when you're going up against a number 2 team? Is there, or is it business as usual? It doesn't matter if it's Southwestern coming in or Howard Payne.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Our schedule, our practice schedule, everything we do is for the whole season. So it doesn't matter. You just work it towards the game plan of who you're playing against. So nothing really changed this week. We took our Monday off like we always do. Tuesday we work on P and 10, 1st and 10 plays. Yesterday was 2nd and long, 3rd and long. We do our blitz period on Tuesday as well. Today's our walkthrough day, and then Friday's our fast Fridays. And we go in uppers, which means shoulder pads and helmets on Friday, and we rub up and go good on good for a few reps.
Spotlight some guys. Let's talk about it. You got a rookie quarterback in Baeza. Yep. Again, didn't have a bad game against Arizona Christian last week. We're working on this. Last week, 2 weeks ago technically, didn't have a bad game. A lot of incompletions, but didn't make any mistakes. He rushed for a touchdown. He threw for a touchdown. 40-yard touchdown pass to Marquez, was it?
Yeah, Marcus Montez.
Marcus Montez.
Yep.
He showed signs of being a true starting quarterback. What do you got to see from him this week?
Just the same thing. Be consistent. I thought the offense operated better with him under center. Also, like Marcus, like I said, he's a sophomore, up and coming receiver. He's healthy now because in that game against ACU, he tweaked his elbow a little bit. He's healthy. Byron Jones, our other big time receiver, wasn't healthy going into Arizona Christian. I didn't let that out, but he's full healthy now, ready to go. Will Greer on offense. Last time he really faced Mary Hardin-Baylor as a freshman, he rushed over 125 yards. We need that. We need that. And I got on our offensive line this week how they got to be physical. Give this kid a chance. Give Will a chance. You got to give him a seam. He'll take care of the rest. So if we can do that, throw and catch, don't drop any balls, get a running game, and finish a drive. I was happy with our field goal operation with Julio. He was made both extra points, made both field goals. If we get down there, I don't want to settle for field goals, but hopefully we get in the end zone. But, we got to take our chances there. Defensively, our defensive line's got to step up, and then on the back end, all our secondary are either freshmen or guys that never started in our program. So they're learning as they go, and hopefully they clean up their mistakes, keep improving, and they're going to get tested. I guarantee first play of the game, they're probably going to go deep. I would if I was facing Saul Ross. So hopefully they've improved their technique and they feel comfortable out there and we make a play on the ball.
Speaking of somebody from last year, it's got to be important to have Byron Jones back in the fold in the offense.
Yep. Oh, yeah, definitely. He's a weapon. We're going to slowly get him the ball a lot. So, and, there's going to be on special teams, he's going to start playing on there, getting more involved. You can't have a good player sitting next to me on the sideline. We got to play him.
Anybody else stand out in practice?
I thought the D-line really worked hard Tuesday and Wednesday. Our linebackers are starting to figure it out. I think Hope Ronan Williams and Lavad Terry has a good day stopping the run. And then, like I said, rerouting on the secondary, and our DBs grow up.
Home field advantage.
Yep, home field advantage.
Last year you were in Belton.
Yep, both purple and gold schools in our conference don't like to travel and play night games. I don't know why, but they're coming here. They got to spend the night. They're staying in Alpine. I hope the train is that super loud. Keep them up a little bit later. Maybe they're not used to that, but it's good to play at home. It's good to play on our field. Our guys will be jacked up. Hopefully the crowd will come out and really get these guys going. And you get an opportunity to see what a defending national champion team looks like as a local. So the Alpine people need to come out and really see what they're about.
So you've got the team. They haven't taken the field yet, and you're giving them their last words, their last pep talk before going out against a number 2 team in the country. Last year, lost the championship, defending champions the year before. What does Coach John Pierce tell you, his guys?
I tell the Lobos, hey, the pressure's on them. All right, we don't supposed to win. All right, so let's go out there and play the best of your ability. If something bad happens, shake it off and play the next play. Play 4 quarters of football, do what we're trying to teach you guys, and let's see what happens.
So Ross head football coach John Pierce, he's confident.
Yep.
Coach, good luck. Thanks again.
Thank you.